Welcome to another TV with the HTC One M8, a 2014 edition. You can see it from the two cameras here in the back, and the brand new Sony XPeria Z2, which is also a beautiful device, waterproof, similar size. We have here a 5-inch display in the HTC, and the Sony has a 5.2-inch display, but still both devices are actually the same size. If I just put them on top of each other, you can see in height it's the same, but actually here in width maybe not. Sony has a quite slim design now with 8.2 millimeters. It doesn't seem to be slimmer from the side, but if you look here, the HTC is thicker, but has actually a smaller battery with only 2,600 milliamps compared to 3,200 in the Sony. Both have great cameras. Sony has here 20.7 megapixels, HTC only 4.1, but the second camera is a cool addition if you want some 3D effects or maybe want to refocus the background or something like that. That is what the second camera is for, but the 4 megapixels are not that great. If you would like to print out your pictures, I would rather choose the Sony, but we have dual LED for the HTC, which is also quite nice. It seems like the Sony is made out of plastic, but it's actually completely metal here all around on the edges, and the back and front is actually glass, while HTC used a complete unibody metal design. Actually, Sony is also unibody. It's one made out of one piece, as is the HTC, but of course this has a nicer weight to it, and it just feels really great to hold in your hand, like a piece of soap or an iPhone 3GS, if you are still know that phone. So on the front, also great cameras in HD and boom sound for HTC, but actually Sony is doing the same thing. We have a speaker on top and on the bottom right here to listen to stereo music, and in comparison it will be quite good. Also here on the bottom, microphone. And otherwise, let's just see really quickly the software, which is on both actually Android KitKat 4.4.2, but of course here with Sense 6.0 and Bravia engine here for Sony. So you can see in terms of speed, both of course about the same, since we have in both the Snapdragon 801 by Qualcomm inside. But let's really quickly check out the camera, where we have actually for the Sony even a dedicated camera button. And let me actually flip here the camera so we can start with the front camera, where you will see right away that Sony is actually not as wide angle as the HTC, which is a little bit sad, since I think the camera should be better, and it also looks sharper, a lot sharper on the HTC. If we go to the back camera, you will also see here, I just put something on the table so we can have a comparison. If I put them both next to each other, the iPhone is a lot smaller here on the HTC, which means also it's also more wide angle, has a more wide angle on the back compared to the Sony, and the colors are also different. I don't know which look better to you. You can choose for yourself, but of course there's also a lot of settings, so you can make the best for you with both cameras. So actually this is all I have to say about the brand new two high-end smartphones, Sony XPeria Z2, HTC One M8. Both great. It will be hard to choose, about the same price, $500 to $600, and this is actually just waterproof, has a bigger screen, 5.2 inches, and maybe the better camera. You have to decide for yourself, but HTC has the better build quality, or it feels just nicer to have in your hand, and maybe even thanks to infrared, which the Sony is lacking, you can also control your TV, and Sony still can't do that, which is a little bit sad. Oh no, actually that's not true, it's up here on the top. I thought about the Z1 Compact, which doesn't have it, but yeah. So they are actually similar there. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Balazs. Don't forget to subscribe, and this was Untitled Chapter with the HTC M8, One M8 and the XPeria Z2 by Sony.